I'm Joanna DeChels, editor of CNRB Chef to Chef magazine. I'm here today with Vincent Horville, executive chef of the Metropolitan Club of the City of Washington, D.C. Thanks for joining us today, Chef.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about your club. How big is it? How many members do you have? What do you do in F&B?
So we have total of 2,700 members, and that includes 1,000 members who are non-resident. They could be anywhere in the world or in other states, so they don't use the club that often. We have an F&B program of 5.3 million, and we figure approximately with the other amenities the club have. We have rooms and athletics, squash courts. It varies from year to year, but a total sales figure of about $10 to $11 million.
It's a big club.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what some of your food and beverage challenges are at the club.
All right. I've been there 11 years. I guess my biggest constant challenge is finding good stuff. You know, people who have the right attitude, not so much the right resume, but the right attitude. It's not easy to work in a kitchen. It's very demanding. It's very taxing on your family and mentally stressful. So you have to want to do this. I mean, you'd be stupid to do something, to do this just for a paycheck. You have to love that profession to be good at it. Yeah.
So is that what you look for when you bring in a new hire?
Yeah, the new hire process, I'll say to everybody out there is, you don't just fill a position to fill a position. Hire the right people. Because that's an extension of you. So if you hire the right people, it makes your life easier.
How do you keep the right people then?
Well, that's also a good question. Some people just are mostly with the new style of, I guess, younger employees, different mentality, different culture than when I was a kid. They are, it's been an education for me to deal with that mentality, and I'm learning, as everybody else, because it's just something we have to do.
Right.
I think you have to hit them in their values. I'm very demanding myself as a chef in my kitchen. I demand a lot of my staff, but I make sure they're taken care of. You know, we do a lot of things for our staff. We take a lot of requests. We treat them as a member, and we have a nice cafeteria with a nice menu. We have a sleeping quarter for people who work two shifts. They can go with a big screen TV and they can sit down in a recliner and take a break. And that's an impressive thing to be able to do without your boss breathing down your shoulder. Say, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So we listen to them. I think listening to them is the key. What do you want?
Yeah.
We can, again, going back to the attitude, I can teach anybody how to cook. I can teach you the right attitude. That has to come from you. So you either have it or you don't.
Right.
And then after that, everything is easy.
So what is your culinary philosophy?
All right. So associate with anybody around you, including your employee, but also your boss. You have to be able to work with someone you respect, who has, and also supplier, vendors, who have the same mentality you have about food. Freshness, quality ingredient, quality work, ethics, all those are important. And if you associate with people like this around you, then I call that a recipe for success.
What are some of your plans for the coming year? What are some of your goals?
So I would say my plan for the coming year, we're still tagging along some short-term renovation kitchen. But I think the big excitement that we have at the club now is we're going to add one floor.
Oh, that's
to the
exciting.
entire club.
Wow.
So that'll be a 220 project. And the opportunity there for us is obviously having outdoor parties. And down the road, maybe something a little more complicated, maybe a cigar bar on a roof with brandy and bourbon and things like that. But that's a long-term design. Right now, we're just focusing on being able to hosting people on the roof of the club. And that'll be starting this year. Heavily, but it'll be something you don't really see right away. Because it's a construction thing. In a year from now, they'll start breaking ground up on the roof and reinforcing those. So we're looking forward. We're already spinning a lot of ideas on what we could do up there. So
that's exciting.
Culinary speaking.
So what has been the most valuable piece of advice you've ever been given as a chef?
Ooh, I've been given so many by so many great people. It's hard to pick one. Sorry. I'll say that And I think it's a quote from somebody important. I just can't remember who that is.
Right.
It came from a chef, and he says, you know, Vincent, and I was very young.
Yeah.
He says, in the road to success, there is no traffic jam in going the extra mile. So you're alone there when you push yourself to the extra mile. You know, there's nobody else there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you've presented at a number of these conferences before. What value has there been for you as a chef in sharing with your peers and getting up on that stage and giving ideas to your peers?
I think I get a lot from all those guys, the pat on the back, I guess the brotherhood of chef, the networking. I mean, we're all in the same boat. We know I think chefs are wonderful people. They respect each other. We know what we go through. But we are just, we have to know so many things, and we have to do so many things. It's not just about cooking, managing, dealing with issues, and that are so various from A to Z. So I think the thing I get the most by being here is feel as I have a support group to those guys, because we all go through the same thing.
Yeah.
I am very humbled to go on stage and as I say, as of today, if you're gonna remember one thing from what I did and you take it with you, that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us
You're
today,
welcome,
Chef.
Gemma.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.